Which of the following is an indirect way of generating FM? A. Armstrong modulator. B. Varactor diode modulator. C. Reactance FET modulator. D. Reactance bipolar transistor. The correct answer is Armstrong modulator. When the length of antenna is a whole wavelength, A. The radiation at right angles is 0. B. The radiation at right angles is maximum. C. The radiation is 0 in all directions. D. The radiation is maximum in all directions. The correct answer is the radiation at right angles is 0. Circular polarization. A. Is useful in reducing depolarization effect on received wave. B. Involves critical alignment of transmitting and receiving antenna. C. Is useful in discrimination between reception of adjacent beams. D. None of the above. The correct answer is useful in reducing depolarization effect on received wave. An FM radio receiver which is tuned to a 91.6 MHz broadcast station may receive an image frequency of mHz. A. 102.3. B. 113. C. 70.2. D. 80.9. The correct answer is 113. If S represents the carrier synchronization at the receiver and R represents the bandwidth efficiency, then the correct statement for the coherent binary PSK is A. R 0.5 S is required. B. R 1.0 S is required. C. R 0.5 S is not required. D. R 1.0 S is not required. The correct answer is R 1.0 S is not required. For telegraphy, the most commonly used modulation system is A. FSK. B. Two-tone modulation. C. PCM. D. Single-tone modulation. The correct answer is FSK. Commercial frequency deviation of FM is A. 70 kHz. B. 75 kHz. C. 80 kHz. D. 65 kHz. The correct answer is 75 kHz. The color of an object is decided by A. The reflected color. B. The wavelength transmitted through it. C. Reflected color for opaque object and wavelength transmitted through it for transparent objects. D. None of the above. The correct answer is reflected color for opaque object and wavelength transmitted through it for transparent objects. In pulse code modulation system, A. Large bandwidth is required. B. Quantizing noise can be overcome by compounding. C. Quantizing noise can be reduced by decreasing the number of standard levels. D. Suffers from the disadvantage of its incompatibility with TDM. The correct answer is large bandwidth is required. Waveform shown in figure is that for A. FM. B. PCM. C. AM DSB. D. AM SSB. The correct answer is AM DSB. Human ear can detect sound intensities of the order of A. 10-4 watts M2. B. 10-8 watts M2. C. 10-13 watts M2. D. 10-18 watts M2. The correct answer is 10-13 watts M2. If output power of a radio receiver is doubled, its volume is increased by dB. A2. B3. C1. D3. The correct answer is 3. Which of the following statements is correct? A. Convex lens has positive focal power and concave lens have negative focal power. B. Convex lens has negative focal power and concave lens have positive focal power. C. All lens have positive focal power. D. All lens have negative focal power. The correct answer is convex lens has positive focal power and concave lens have negative focal power. In modulation, carrier is A. Resultant wave. B. Speech voltage to be transmitted. C. Voltage with constant frequency phase or amplitude. D. Voltage for which frequency phase or amplitude is varied. The correct answer is voltage for which frequency phase or amplitude is varied. To eliminate ghosts in the picture, A. Use a longer transmission line. B. Connect a booster. C. Change the antenna orientation of location. D. Twist the transmission line. The correct answer is change the antenna orientation of location. Consider a sampled signal YT5x106xt where xt10 cos 8p x10 3t and ts 100 sec when YT is passed through an ideal low-pass filter with a cut-off frequency of 5 kHz. The output of the filter is A5x10 6 cos 8p x10 3t, B5x10 5 cos 8p x10 3t, C5x10 1 cos 8p x10 3t, D10 cos 8p x10 3t. The correct answer is 5x10 5 cos 8p x10 3t. The frequency range of 300 kHz to 3000 kHz is known as A. Low frequency, B. Medium frequency, C. High frequency, D. Very high frequency. The correct answer is medium frequency. Which of the following does not cause losses in optical fiber cables? A. Stepped index operation, B. Impurities, C. Microbending, D. Attenuation in glass. The correct answer is stepped index operation. For a low-level AM system, the amplifier's modulated stage must be A. Linear devices, B. Harmonic devices, C. Class C amplifiers, D. Non-linear devices. The correct answer is linear devices.